Welcome once again to Commanded by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by longtime Patreon supporter Boomy. Huge thanks to Boomy and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Boomy reached out asking for a deck led by Trynn and Sylvar, and I was more than happy to build it for him. Trynn, Champion of Freedom, is a 4-mana 3/3 legendary human soldier who partners with Sylvar. At the beginning of our end step, if we attack this turn, we create a 1/1 white human soldier token. Sylvar, Devourer of the Free, is a 5-mana 4/2 legendary cat nightmare with Menace who partners with Trynn. We may sacrifice a human. If we do, we put a +1/+1 counter on Sylvar and it gains indestructible until the end of turn. I've always loved the image of Trynn running an orphanage and then feeding the children to Sylvar. Not to get too off topic, but where have I heard a story about a woman feeding orphans to monsters? Oh yes, the Promised Neverland. But seriously, this will be an Aristocrat's Commander deck. For those of you who are new to Commander or who are unfamiliar with the archetype, an Aristocrat's deck is a mid-range value engine built around 3 moving parts: creatures to sacrifice, outlets with which to sacrifice those creatures, and payoffs for sacrificing those creatures. And when you have a commander that creates creatures and she partners with another commander that can sacrifice those creatures, you're already mostly there. The limits for this deck, other than the budget limit that Boomy asked me to keep the deck under, are the fact that Sylvar can only sacrifice humans. Also, Trynn only makes 1 creature token per turn, so it would take a long time for Sylvar to devour enough human tokens, for Blood Artists to end the game for us. So we'll want to have more humans or human token generators in order to close out games faster. Quick side note, we didn't have enough of a budget to include any token doublers. Those things are not cheap, and I prioritized good lands, which in my experience is almost always a safer bet. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, BCW. BCW has been making high-quality, cost-effective products for both collectors and retailers for over 40 years. If you want to store, display, or sort your cards, check them out. I've been using their inner sleeves for years now and have never had an issue. Be sure to click the link down below and use code DANON10 for a 10% discount on your order. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Real quick, before we get to our deck list, I do occasionally stream on this channel, and if you see me live, come say hi. I'll be building commander decks either for patrons or for future videos. So make sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you'll get notified when I'm live. Our land base consists of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Sacred Foundry, Godless Shrine, Blood Crypt, Elegant Parlor, Shadowy Backstreet, Raucous Theater, Radiant Summit, Eclipsed Step, Smoldering Marsh, Glittering Massif, Umbral Expanse, Canyon Slough, Sundown Pass, Shattered Sanctum, Haunted Ridge, Clifftop Retreat, Isolated Chapel, Dragon Skull Summit, Turbulent Step, Tainted Field, Tainted Peak, Bajuka Bog, 4 Mountains, 3 Plains, and 6 Swamps. No fetches, I know, but we did need to keep it under Boomy's budget. For mana ramp, we've got Pitiless Plunderer, Smothering Tithe, Knight of the White Orchid, Warren Soul Trader, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Conviction, Talisman of Hierarchy, Talisman of Indulgence, Boros Signet, Orzhov Signet, Rakdos Signet, and Chromatic Lantern. Mostly mana rocks as is appropriate for our color identity. Our card advantage package consists of Faramir Field Commander, Quarrel's End, Species Specialist, Morbid Opportunist, Skull Clamp, Liliana Dreadhorde General, Laissa Forgotten Archangel, Greed, Victimize, and Demonic Tutor. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and find win cons. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Dire Tactics, Abrade, Fracture, Generous Gift, Disenchant, Swords to Plowshares, Cleansing Wildfire, Grave Pact, Dictate of Erebos, Drina Dauntless General, and Priest of Forgotten Gods. Now, some of you may be wondering why I don't include Priest of Forgotten Gods among our sacrifice outlets. For me, I prefer sacrifice outlets that can be activated as many times as we need and not just once per turn. For board wipes, we've got Ruinous Ultimatum and Farewell. Gotta love just ruining someone's day. For additional sacrifice outlets, we've got Carrion Feeder and Viscera Seer. For aristocrat effects, we've got Bastion of Remembrance, Zulaport Cutthroat, Garna Bloodfist of Keld, Sir Conrad the Grim, Elis Ilkor Sadistic Pilgrim, Blood Artist, Cruel Celebrant, Falcon Wrath Noble, Vengeful Blood Witch, Funeral Room / Awakening Hall, Marionette Apprentice, and Mayhem Devil. Lots of ways to drain our opponents out. Finally, the core of our deck consists of Adeleine Resplendent Cathar, Call the Coppercoats, Cathar's Call, Cosmogrand Zenith, Denethor Ruling Steward, Horn of Gondor, Increasing Devotion, Oath of Errol, Outlaw's Merriment, Thraben Doomsayer, and Teysa Karloff. Mostly wanted ways to make human tokens, but Teysa doubling our aristocrat triggers is too good to pass up. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage. 11 pieces of interaction. 2 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Bojuka Bog and Ruinous Ultimatum. 2 sudden I win cards in Dictate of Erebos and Grave Pact. Most decks can recover from a board wipe after a couple of turns. Maybe they got a little bit of graveyard recursion. Maybe their commander makes a bunch of creatures. Maybe they draw a ton of cards and can just cast more creatures. But only aristocrats decks are designed to lose a good chunk of their board every single turn. And when you force your opponents to play aristocrats with you, sacrificing 5, maybe 10 creatures a turn, you will suddenly become the archenemy. Too bad they don't have any creatures with which to attack you. So sad for them. We'll send our kitty over there to help make them feel better. Are you building a Trynn and Sylvar deck? What about a different aristocrats deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my nerd Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Robert, Pike, Azaris, Patrick, Boomy, Oscar, Justin, Sleech, Luke, Mr. Salty, Daniel, Brian, Enenro, Waka, Talathia, Azander, Michael, Black Dragon, and John. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.